This is something else.
It's nice in here.
I'm about to get arrested. Whatever. Um,
Oh, you're not. You're not.
I will have to say one thing. I did get heated with Conan. We'll say that. I did say one thing that
Yeah.
probably
Why
will
don't you? Why
bite
don't
me in
you
the
tell
ass.
me? Yeah. Why don't you
Yeah,
tell me
nah.
what you told
I think
him? Why don't you
I
tell me what you told him, Roman?
Kyle Pratt 2.0 made another mistake. I'm sorry. I will be very honest about it.
Oh,
That
I need to get
man.
food. Hold on.
That man is literally a Kyle Pratt.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
sorry to interrupt.
yes, what's up, TJ?
Either of you have any food?
I got food.
Sweet.
Got some cupcakes.
Mucho gracias. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Is this
Yes.
like a thing for the marshal's office that you're referring
No,
to?
it was.
Totally understandable. But let's look at the facts here. Clarkson went to the same academy as me. He has the same training as me, and I know his capabilities, which are high. The problem is that Clarkson just likes to fuck around too much. He plays around way too fucking much.
So,
Um,
so I the thing that I told you the other night that doesn't hold any weight in this. I just have to ask you.
I talked to the commands. I talked to people that were present, and they don't see it the same way that you did. I got enough statements together that it doesn't seem to be as concerning as it was once reported. One second, can I call you back?
Interesting.
We might not be. We'll see. I'll call you back. I. Here's the problem. I talked to his command. I talked to Ruby. I talked to Jimbo. Actually, I don't think I talked to Ruby. I talked to Jimbo. I talked to Clarkson, who were there, and Jimbo told me pretty much a similar story to you, but they said that he did not claim that it was from a judge, just that they were approved and that they wanted to get his DNA, and then he denied it, and so they didn't take it and they walked out.
So
No one said that there was a judge involved.
I asked what judge. So I said, what judge signed this, knowing the DNA legislation?
Thank
They
you
said
for
none
the
of my
dollar,
concern.
legend.
That right there is kind of a red flag. And they were still pressing the matter when Jimbo came in, saying, did he say no? And then Jimbo kind of saved their ass by saying, okay, then just stop. The thing is that they literally were on the phone acting like they had gotten the approval from a judge in some way, shape, or fashion because it was signed off on in their words. And then to say that it's none of my concern, it is. And if I allowed it to happen, sure, there's a lawsuit, but I most likely would be disbarred for allowing something like that to happen. Because that is actually a big issue right there, allowing so many rights to just get violated.
Right. I don't disagree, but the problem is I think the assumption that it's a judge is there, but there never did they say that it was a judge. Jimbo told me that they never said that. Clarkson swears up and down that he never said it. Um, and either they're lying or they're misremembering, or you're lying and you misremember it. Like there's kind of no like clean solution to any of this, you know?
Interesting.
I
I mean,
mean, that's what they said. I have their statements and
no,
transcripts. I don't know what to tell
I got
you.
it. The only other people that I could literally get to vouch for it would literally be the client and the paralegal that were there, which
Sage.
said I think he was going to talk to you. Yeah.
Yep, I have his statement, which does correspond exactly to what you said. So.
So here's the thing: the facts that can be gleaned and the things that we can determine from this incident. There was a phone call. There was the implication of approval from some outside authority. What that authority is up for debate. But there was the implication, and he even said that he did so. Is that enough for a straight up rights violation? I don't know. I'm not a fucking. I'm not an attorney in this case. If you want to sue him for it, then by all means go for it. All I can do is present these findings to his high command. If they don't want to do anything about it, so be it. If Clarkson did anything like that under my purview, and it could be verified, he'd probably just be fired. You know, like it really depends on a lot of things that are big what ifs, and who knows?
I'm just trying to think things through because there's so much stuff happening recently where like having officers say that they can just straight up lie to us is a little bit of an issue to me, right? I guess this is my personal opinion, which it doesn't hold any legal ramifications, whatever. But to have somebody question you on legal issues where you know things have to be done a certain way, and officers saying, "Hey, I can lie to you straight up," it's just like, "Oh, okay." Then I just tell everybody that I ever have plead not guilty. We'll FOIA this, and then just see what happens next. So it's literally tell everybody plead not guilty due to the fact that they'll just lie to your face with the way it is. Like, mm,
I think that's an understandable from your perspective outlook on it, but I think
I know they can lie to a certain degree, but I don't believe in full on lying about things that you know have to be done a certain way. And knowing that they had to get a signed warrant to get his DNA because it was a non-violent felony, like that right there is big red flag to me. But whatever.
I mean, it is a big red flag. I'm not going to disregard that. The issue is that no damage has actually occurred here, so there's no grounds for a civil suit. And at that point, now we're kind of talking personnel issues. And it's more so of like if their high command wants to do anything about it. Clearly, LSPD high command don't think that this is enough of an issue to worry about. Jimbo is
Kid and
vouching for the
chatter,
guy,
thank you.
saying that none of that stuff happened and everything's all kosher. It really does become. I hate this, but it does really become a big he said, she said. Not that I'm disbelieving your lived experience or that I don't have some valid concerns here, but when it actually comes to doing any judicial matters, there's pretty much nothing that can be done. When it comes to administrative stuff, that's kind of up to them. So,
there's nothing that can be done here at this point. There's no civil suit because nothing was actually violated.
right.
Because you can't go off of hypotheticals, which
There's no cause.
mm,
But you should look at
and
that also as you doing your job properly as well. You shouldn't look at it completely negatively. You also did your due diligence and doing your part well and knowing the law and knowing that they did not have the warrant and questioning that. So,
I know it's just I hated hearing from the assistant chief and Jimbo. You could have allowed it to happen, and knowing that my job would have been on the fucking chopping block. After that, I was like, you really are gonna tell me to allow it to have this kind of shit happen? Like it's really weird, in all honesty, to kind of
Yeah.
allow one thing to happen
I mean,
over
it's
the other.
not allowable. If he did that on my watch, I'd put a stop to it and wouldn't let that shit happen again. It really depends on their individual departments and how it can be done.
No, I got you. At this point, I'm just looked
I
at as
think
the
you
Karen.
and
I
I
don't.
both know you're not a Karen. I think you and I both know at this point that if you want to avoid cops violating rights, demand to see the fucking warrants. Because I will say
absolutely.
this. In that particular case, they 100% could have gotten the warrants to temporarily cease DNA to verify. Um, that would totally been kosher. It would have been allowable, and it probably would have been signed. It's they didn't do it because they're too lazy to, obviously. But if they had done it, they probably would have gone through. And all you need to do is just verify that you see the fucking warrant and that it's been signed. And if you can verify that, then you can let things happen. You don't have to let them just, run you over. Just because they say they have approval doesn't mean fucking shit.
My cat is
I
sitting
got
in
it.
the window staring at birds.
Listen, think about it like this, okay? At the end of the day, your job is to protect your clients from pieces of shit, and there's only so much we can do to stop people from being pieces of shit. Um, it's very easy to train people out of it. It's very easy to get people to stop doing it if you actually have the authority over them. I have a lot more authority over Clarkson if he's under my thumb than if he's under theirs. If it doesn't work out, I'll fire him. It's not an issue.
No, I got you.
He's
No,
on. He's got 7 days to prove that he's actually worth the position, and then he's back to being an officer. He's not being hired full on. He's not being given in the position of power like Fred. He's essentially a glorified ride-along.
does he do paperwork?
He has to,
Can't wait to see that. I actually do want to see that.
and if he doesn't, then he's gonna get fired. Well, not fired. I guess his internmentship will be denied, or you know what I mean. Like he's gonna be cut back to the city.
Terminated, something along those lines. Yeah.
Sure, it's better.
Yeah.
I would rather give people a chance to hang themselves than to just say no.
No, I got you. I just wanted.
It's the same with lawyers. That's why I gave Croc his bar license, even though he's probably gonna lose it soon.
Eh, there might be something that he might lose his bar license from, but we'll see if that ever happens.
I mean, it probably will.
I think the only thing that he could lose his bar license for, along with other lawyers, is if he tried to create a lawyer union that puts all the lawyers against PD. I don't think that would be looked kindly upon.
I don't think we'd fire him for that.
Yeah, let's go with that for now.
I definitely think that we'd try and put a stop to it in some way, but I don't think we'd fire someone for having a stupid idea.
The funniest thing is almost all the lawyers would probably agree with him
They probably would.
due to the fact that PD is all over the place. I still can't get over somebody saying that a search warrant classifies it enough to freaking to seize a house. A search and seizure warrant is to seize a house. I'm like, my brain cells.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's pretty stupid, but a lot of them are untrained, so
This is somebody that's in command.
okay. That doesn't really surprise me.
Yep. I'll get out your hair. I know I've talked too much and everything. Again, sorry
You're
for
kind of
the.
a fake ass motherfucker. You know that?
What do you mean?
You fucking come up to me acting all cool and stuff, hoping that I'll fucking do what you want to fire Conan, and then all of a sudden you're down here being like, "Hey, by the way, I actually said some mean shit
Oh no,
about you.
I
My
fucked
bad."
up. Yeah, no, I fucked up. I fucked up because I was heated with him and trying to figure things out. Took a minute to do it, and I wasn't really trying to get him like straight up fired. It's just like there's some
No,
red
it's just
flags
another.
there.
It's just another classic Angel mistake, right?
I mean, Pred, that man was in a gang.
Fred may have been in a gang, but if he'd actually been able to commit and do the changes that I wanted him to do, he would have been fucking perfect for the position.
He would have, like,
I don't that he was fired because he was in a gang, and the thing is, I would much rather take the risk on someone and not have it work out than to do otherwise.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what did I do to Pred? I held him accountable.
I know, but there were a lot of people that kind of questioned you hiring him in the first place.
Yeah, well, maybe you guys should have fucking said something. I had no idea he was in a gang until I'd already hired him.
That's
You know, people can't sit here and be like, "Oh, you should have known he was gang affiliated." I had no fucking idea because there's no reports about any of that shit.
interesting because some officers apparently told me that they told you
No, they didn't tell me he was in a gang.
until after, probably. Did you get told after?
Before I was hired, yeah, after I got told. But the only thing I was told beforehand is Bailey was like, I mentioned Pred, and he's like, "You sure you want to hire him? I heard he hangs out with some rough people." And I was like, "Oh, that's fine," because I thought he was talking about Bobby, Charles, and Carmine because he's doing his fucking toe shit. So I was like, "It's fine, whatever." But I don't care if he hangs out with Bobby and Carmine, whatever. I hire him, run his background check. All of a sudden,